Well, welcome back to the show. It is October 13th. We are under the lights here on this Monday in the great state of Iowa. Nathan Creeps joined by my one and only co-host, Mr. Bryce Sportstrailer. Bryce, we're kind of mashing today for the lime green.
Yeah, a little green vibe. And it's funny because the leaves are changing, so we should be going like fall colors, browns and stuff.
Dude, isn't
I
it
don't
awesome?
I I think you can't like wear white anymore either if you're like going by like tradition. I think you're supposed to stop with that. So at least we're green. You ever heard of that?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I think it's like I don't know, maybe fashion snobs, or I even heard it was like some American royalty tradition or something like that. You're not supposed to wear white after Labor Day. But
Oh,
I
you know,
digress. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
uh, well, actually, what I thought where I thought you were going to go with that is you're not supposed to wear white because it attracts those little black no-see-um bugs.
Oh, 100% it
Uh-huh.
does. I wore white all of September and got destroyed by them. I still have bug bites.
I thought they were done for, but I was in southern Iowa today and got murdered at one of my stops. Absolutely torched by them. Little
You,
bastards are still around.
I know I can't get away. You got to think we're one freeze away from getting rid of those things,
We
but
got to be close.
not yet.
Yeah. Well, I think today's supposed to be the last warm day, and that
Mhm.
cold front's coming in. I think it's like a high of 60 tomorrow, and these little
It's
bit
gonna be
they got
brutal.
to be done for. Their time's it's coming.
It's time. It's time. Um, did you have a good weekend?
Oh God, Bryce, I love nothing. I love going to Kinnick Stadium, but I think I might like Iowa away games more than going to Iowa City.
Uh,
You get. I'm not up at 4 in the morning traveling to Iowa City. Obviously, so I get to sleep in on Saturday. We had a fish fry at my brother's. Colby bought a fish fryer, and we had I don't even know how many plates I put down. I could watch college football all day, and when the game's over, I can go straight to bed. So any Iowa away game is one of my favorite weekends of the year.
yeah, I
I love it.
totally get that. I totally get that. You guys are road trip warriors. You tailgate all season. Um, and I totally get it. Yeah, away games have to be awesome, especially now that you got a nice little crib and place to watch the games. I totally understand wanting to stay home and watch the game on TV. I totally missed out on all of the sports happenings this weekend. We
What?
played 21,000 yards of golf, 54 holes, technically 72 holes in 4 days, and I am beat to a pulp. My back hurts. My head is pounding. I had a terrible Monday. We had a ton of fun, but I missed everything. I caught just a little bit of Iowa destroying Wisconsin at the casino on Saturday night, but I missed
And then you
a ton.
tapped it off with the casino.
Prairie
Oh my
Meadows. Yep.
god, bro! Somebody needs
Yep.
to kidnap us and just lock us down for a week, and we do too much, and then we complain about it every single Monday.
Every Monday. And this was the final straw. I told myself that I have I have birthday weekend coming up, so it's that's a wash. It's going to be a couple beverages. We're going up to Iowa City. We're tailgating with my family, so I will have beverages. But after that, I want a strict one night a weekend, and then pick out a couple months, probably November, probably January, where the booze is done. I need to step away. It's been an insane last couple months.
I was really good last week because I was harvesting, so I didn't really have too
Mm,
much Iowa bye week harvesting, so I really didn't have too much. I think I only put down like four Coors Lights last weekend. Some
that's
may
not
say
bad.
we have, yeah, it's not bad. So, man, did I ever feel like a new human being? But
Hmm.
and then and then all of a
It
sudden,
doesn't take long. I mean, I'm
no, it
trying to
doesn't.
live well, like eating lean and working out, but the alcohol side of things has not been good. Like I've not been good to myself. It's self sabotage every single week, and I'd like
It,
to deliver a little bit more on Mondays for these
as
pods.
the older we get, the more of a chore it becomes. It's
Yeah,
something like God, I have to drink today at this tailgate. And don't get me wrong, I get excited for, it, but at the same time, I'm almost dreading it because I just know how exhausting it makes
yeah.
me. For the rest of the day and then the next day. But God, it could be fun for a little bit. But yeah, the older you get, just the more of a chore it becomes, which is sad.
It really is. And part of this golf tournament is that you can't play any of the rounds sober. So three of the Cresco guys that Will's buddies with came down, three Des Moines buddies, and then me and Jeremy. Um, and the rule of the no sober rounds catches up to you naturally. So definitely hurting. Congratulations to Connor Young. He won the trophy this year. He actually got a physical trophy. He gets to hang it up in his new apartment. But I'm putting that weekend behind me because that was just a lot.
So you guys played 54 holes? Or are you just doing like the combined score from all 54 holes, and then whoever has the lowest score? Or
Yep, and it is handicap based. Yep.
Okay.
So, yeah, but with handicap and honestly, he
Dude,
played great.
that's so much golf.
It's
I don't
it's a
know how
lot.
you do it. I can't.
After that, I'm kind of like ready to be done.
Right.
I'll be ready to play again in like 2 weeks. It's getting colder though, so I'm just kind of like almost like kind of capping my year off now.
I been so busy lately with work and harvesting. I haven't been golfing as much. I played for the second time in a month last Tuesday. Worst round of the year. It was
I
terrible.
know.
It was
I
I was
know.
pissed off. It was just nothing felt right. I never the previous month and a half I've been driving the ball so well off the deck,
Hmm.
my driver, and my God, standing at the tee, I was shaking. Like no matter what it did, nothing felt right. My footing, my hands, it was a terrifying feeling. It sucked.
Yeah, I know. And we are so much better than when we first started, and that needs to be patted on the back. But I don't play enough to like I can't take breaks
See,
because it
that's
will
the
be
problem.
rusty and it'll be
You,
ugly.
I feel like I took 2 weeks off and go right back to my prime to where I was. No, hell no, that's not the case.
Yeah, and then your
Oh
expectations are
my,
up there and you get
uh-huh.
pissed off and it's just a whole thing. But
That's where golf gets you. I don't know if I'll be able to golf tomorrow. It's only high of 60. Yeah, I don't know. I got my last tournament Sunday, the Chili Open, Waverly, and
yep.
hey, I'm scared to golf in that. But
Yeah. Hey, get some swings in this, like get some range time in, make
that's
the
what I
most of it because
just need to go to
you'll
the
be
range.
missing it soon. Like that outdoor golf is, especially in the fall, like a chilly open is awesome. Get the leaves changing, the weather's crisp. It's the
Yeah,
best.
it
So
is.
pretty soon we'll be wishing we had it again.
Yeah. Bryce, I think today might be the last warm day. Well, seasonably warm day in this time of the year. We had a high of 72 degrees. Got to feel like it was 80 degrees at where I was in southern Iowa today with that sunshine. But high 72 degrees here in Des Moines, Iowa. We're looking at weather records for October 13th. Highest ever Fahrenheit recorded was 88 degrees, set back in 1975. Lowest temperature, 20 degrees, 1909. Bryce, each week we do this. It just, that lowest temperature goes, it's starting to get a
Just
little
keeps dipping.
terrifying looking at this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Your average high is 65 degrees. Nice. We'd like that. And most precipitation recorded was 2.09 inches in 2012.
It's my favorite time of the year. I love the
Has
leaves
to be.
changing. I love, call me crazy. If there's not football games on that I really want to watch, I'm fine with going to a pumpkin patch, an
Mhm.
apple orchard. I love all that stuff. I love Halloween movies. That was the nicest thing. Came back, played 2 rounds of golf, went to the casino, came back sad, and still had enough time to watch a Halloween movie with Darian. And it just it brought my spirits right back up. I love this time of year. I like it when it gets a little bit colder. It gives me a little bit of that feeling like, oh, fuck, like the winter's coming. But I try to enjoy it while it's here.
Bryce, I think you and I have the best two birthday months of the year.
Yes.
I honestly believe it.
Hmm.
October and May,
Yep.
both
May,
awesome
you're
in their
getting
own
so
right.
pumped up. Like you're getting
Uh-huh.
that cool, but like you're getting so close to summer. And then October, you're like ready for things to cool down. And then
Uh-huh.
you get all the cool scenery. They are good months.
You wear your flannels, your sweatshirts. Oh God, it's
Yep.
just things are more comfortable going outside, just walking down Main Street. Everything's just so beautiful, man. I'm going up to New Albin, Iowa
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah. You said that. Yeah.
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 My my sales reps know this time of the year they best be sending me up to Northeast Iowa, and they held their word. And I'm sending them to the very northeast corner you can get in the state of Iowa. It's actually unbelievable how northeast this town is. So I've never been up there. Another town to unlock here in the state of Iowa. Super excited about it. And what better time to go than this time of the year, right?
Yeah. Now's the time to go
Uh-huh.
to the Northeast.
And
All the leaves changing and stuff.
here's the
Yeah.
thing: I was in a Tumwa today. If this time of the year can make a Tumwa look decent, what's it gonna do up in northeast Iowa for me?
Yeah. Get up in like state park country and enjoy this thing.
Oh my
I'm debating. We have a free weekend finally next weekend. And I want to go up to Ledges State Park, go hike around and enjoy the fall foliage because it should be kind of like peaking this weekend into next. Yeah, that'll be a fun road trip. I'll say this: I actually wore my first shorts and hoodie today.
really?
Like for the full day.
Oh
Yep.
shit!
Yeah,
It was a
it felt
warmer day
good.
too. There's been another
It
better
was.
days.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was like the alcohol withdrawals or something. I was chilly. Something. It felt right today.
Oh yeah, I'm glad we're doing this podcast a little bit later in the day. Yeah, I feel a little bit more right minded as we get over withdrawals. And I got some
Yep.
coworkers there. You're gonna love this story we have later coming to the podcast about one of my coworkers. One of the best stories I've heard of in Iowa this year, and he's tuning in today.
Good.
So shout out to Doug. Can't wait to get into that story. We're looking at on this day in Iowa, October 13th, Bryce. October 13th, the Sullivan Brothers, very famous museum here in Waterloo, Iowa,
Oh
received a
yeah.
naval jack in honor of the U.S. Navy's 250th birthday, founded on this date in 1775.
Amen. I
Salute.
love that one. That's cool.
Salute to that. 2015, October 13th, the Cedar Rapids Freedom Festival set a world record for the largest amount of popcorn popped in a popper on October 13th.
I wonder how that was measured.
I don't I don't know, but Cedar Rapids has been on this segment quite a bit lately. Usually it's been disasters happening. I feel like this record should have been held in Sac City, where the world's largest bowl of popcorn is, right?
So that's where my brain goes. As
Uh-huh.
like how did they count it? Because I'm sure there was a ton of kernels in like a small popper before, but like, is it just the biggest popper of all time? And if not, if it was that case, why not Sac City?
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like Cedar Rapids having that.
Yeah, give Cedar Rapids a little credit. You know, it gets as much hate as maybe any other city in the state, but they also produce a lot of major things. Masters winning golfers, Elijah Woods and Ashton Kutcher's. Cedar Rapids is kind of what puts us on the map. The famous Hillary Clinton Iowa moment. Like,
Just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
just chilling in Cedar Rapids. Like, Cedar Rapids is kind of him.
Bryce, if that message gets to Cedar Rapids, they might elect you as mayor.
Yeah, oh my God, they needed to hear that, because it's not always sunshine and rainbows in the news for those guys.
I tell you what, yeah, you're right. I'm glad you stood a backbone there for Cedar Rapids. I know you spent what 2-3 years actually living in Cedar Rapids, and
One year there living, but I mean I've spent so much time there visiting family over the years.
Yeah.
So I've seen the better parts of it too. I've seen the grungy parts, no doubt. I mean, we witnessed Nate.
I worked there. I've worked there for 4 to 5 years.
You worked there for a long time, and I don't think we might have told the origin story of Iowa Chill on here, but when you first kind of talked to me about Iowa Chill, it was because you had a giveaway for 2 Chainz, and we ended up going to the 2 Chainz concert together around this time, 8-9 years ago. And we were in the middle of a shooting after that concert. Like, it's just, there are those things about Cedar Rapids that it's duly noted that the hate is deserved. Like,
They are, but
those
the stride they've taken with the downtown district here in the last couple of years has been actually unbelievable. You know, you got the Big Grove Brewery right there off the S curve. On top of that, you have the Pickleball Palace, and then across the north of the interstate, you have the casino being built.
Yeah, right. Like, there's gonna be fun things. I actually heard something about that. I should have put this in the news segment, but I think that casino or the brewery is going to be shared by Back Pocket, Single Speed, and Big Grove. I think Big Grove is actually going to lease some of their space to other breweries.
They're going to lease it to the competitors.
I think so, and I needed to read more into that story, but somebody can fact check us in the comments if that's wrong. Maybe that was the wrong location, but I saw that 3 breweries are going to be merging.
So they're going to make one gigantic brewery, kind of.
Yeah,
cool.
Kind of cool for the customer.
That's different. I right away it sounds foolish as a business owner, but it actually might work. It's so different. You know, you have more variety. I like that.
Yeah, just mix and mingle the flavors, right?
Yeah, good. You know, pats on the back to Cedar Rapids. Keep doing your thing. All right, Bryce, let's get into the great story. Have you heard about the great plane hoax of Troy Mills, Iowa last week?
No, I haven't.
I'll set the backbone for this, or the backstory for this. My coworker Doug, he was about 65 years old. He's my favorite coworker I've ever had. Love this guy to death. He lives in Troy Mills, Iowa, which is just a small town northeast of Cedar Rapids. He lives outside of town. He's got like a little acreage in his backyard, woods. Go down, there's a river, and he shares this acreage with a friend of his named Donnie. And so they have one gigantic acreage kind of out there, right? And on Donnie's property, they have like a big campground they've been working on for years. They're always doing super innovative projects, hanging stuff in the trees, decorating stuff, and they'll just party down there, right? These guys are awesome. They're fun. Right off the Wapsie Pittagon River. Last week, their friend Kyle decided to buy a plane from the scrapyard. So this plane's out of commission,
Okay.
and he tells Donnie, "Hey, I think I got a plane for us to mess around with at your campground." So they bring it out, and Doug didn't have his hands on this, but Doug is as guilty from association as I've ever met someone. If he was there, his hands would have been on it.
Okay.
And so like, oh, what are we gonna do with this scrap plane? So they decided what to do with it. They hung it in the tree. This big plane. See, you can see that picture I'm looking at right there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna pull that up again.
They
Okay,
got
we'll throw that up for the viewer.
they got a skeleton sitting in this plane, and so they hung it in the tree right off the Wapsie River for like people who kayak that spot. A lot of
Right.
pretty popular kayaking spot. And in the chaos of all that, they're making noise with the telehandler hanging that plane, and they eventually got it done. They're really excited about it. Mission's over with. Well,
Yeah.
minutes later, the neighbor across the river sees a plane sitting in a tree, and they freak out and call 911.
No,
Say, "Hey,
no.
we got a plane down off the Wapsie River near Troy Mills, Iowa." Next thing you know, Donnie's got the sheriff, a helicopter flying over his house,
Oh no.
firefighters, police, you name it, anybody and everybody reporting to Donnie.
Dude, I just knew that this story was going to go somewhere crazy when it was Donnie and Doug, the boys
Oh my
on the
God.
Wapsipinickin.
If you could see these guys, they're up to no good 24/7.
Uh-huh.
They're
Oh, I believe it.
twice our age, but they'll have more fun than we ever will in one weekend.
100%. I was trying to picture, I guess I should have pulled up this picture earlier. I was wondering how big that's a pretty big plane.
Yeah, what's big enough for someone to call 911 on?
Definitely. And hilarious prank. I love the Halloween theme a little bit with the skeleton in there. So what was the outcome?
Everybody. So it sounds like the law enforcement was pretty pissed off. Obviously,
I'm
they
sure,
sent
yeah.
a fucking helicopter out there to see
Mhm.
this plane crash.
Yep.
And
Taxpayer resources
Uh-huh.
came out. Yep.
nobody was charged because it was on their property. You could do what you want with your property. There was no malicious intent with it. The neighbors
Right.
caught it at a bad time. Apparently, when they're driving the telehandler down there, trying to put it up there, it sounded like a plane was flying over from the neighbors that called it in. I was saying they look out minutes later, it's not flying no more.
Shit. It crashed. Oh man. That's funny. That's a great story. Donnie sounds like a legend. I'd love to meet him someday. Hopefully have a beer with him if that's his cup of tea. What a moment.
And another funny part about this was it was during the homecoming parade of the high school that week.
Oh yeah.
And it was right during, so the firefighters had to skip out in the homecoming parade to come look at Donnie's plane. So
You get there and it's just Donnie and Doug like, sorry.
So shout out to Donnie, Doug, and Kyle.
Yeah.
One of this story's been awesome. I've been telling so many people this story for the last week. That's classic Iowa innovative shit you do on your property that you have, right?
Uh-huh.
So
Love that story. That was great.
Stay tuned.
Thanks,
for
Donnie.
Yeah, only a matter of time till they get their hands up to no good again.
The duo.
Well, not the only big thing happening in the area, Bryce, because the Savannah Bananas have announced they will be playing at Kinnick Stadium on July 3rd and July 4th of 2026. I don't watch a lot of baseball, but let me tell you, I watch a shit ton of Savannah Bananas content online.
Okay,
Love
so
them.
you like we share the distaste for baseball in general.
So
you like the Bananas?
Love the Bananas. Absolutely.
Did you see the 6-7 catch recently?
No.
The first ever 6-7 catch in a game. Pops it up with his glove, the fly ball from I think he caught it in center field. Pops it up with his glove, does a little 6-7, catches it. And it was the first official 6-7 catch in any Major League sport.
Some of the plays they make are unbelievable.
They are. So, okay, I got to give a full story. Very, very timely story that this got announced. I just put in the group chat all the guys that came to the golf tournament. I fucking hate the Savannah Bananas. I think it's corny. I think it's weird. I don't already like baseball. Yep, I don't like them at all. They came to Des Moines, I think last year, 2 years ago. Ben wanted to go. I said, absolutely not. I think I'm being a little harsh on the Bananas, and I think it is a fun thing to like bring your kids to. Shoot, if we had nothing to do, it'd probably be a fun time. I gave the group chat so much shit, but I catch myself watching the clips now and again for sure. I gotta admit it.
So Major League Baseball, you would never catch me in a million years watching it on TV unless if the
Hmm.
Cubs were
Hmm.
maybe in the World Series. That's about it. Going to a game is actually a good time. Pretty
Oh yeah.
chill.
Hmm.
I've been to two Major League games. I've had a really good time actually, in my experience. Now, if I'm enjoying Savannah Bananas content online, how much am I going to enjoy it watching Kinnick Stadium in person,
Uh huh.
right?
Yep.
And it's going to be a
Yep.
sellout crowd. They sell everything. They sell everywhere they
Hmm.
go. So
Oh
that
man, I see that. What I've seen a lot of is the commissioner of the league talking about how they've had to just go bigger and bigger with the stadiums because they're selling out.
that's
And it's
crazy.
crazy to me. I'm just like, what what niche are they filling? Like people just wanted like I didn't know if like people wanted to see more wild baseball. Like just go watch baseball. But there must be something to it.
It has to
I
be.
am always a hater until I see it firsthand. And I think it's just one of those things I'd have to see firsthand, and maybe my whole mindset would change.
I tell you what, you can hate. I'm okay with you kind of disliking or at least questioning the Savannah Bananas baseball organization. However, you should really jump on track with the owner. That's a real dude.
The owner's
The guy,
crazy, always wearing the yellow suit.
he's for the people. One of the guys, one of the few people, business owners, very successful business owners in this country that are for the people. You know,
Hmm.
not raising his prices on
Keeping his tickets low.
concessions, keeping
Yeah.
tickets low if he can, anything. He's delivering product to the people, and he's
Hmm.
stated that he's gone under disguise and sat in stadiums just listening to people. Trying to find
Yeah,
out
no,
what they're saying
that
about.
guy is legit. I give him, and I always respect a business owner that's like got a great product. Obviously like it's massive, right? Like it's only growing in popularity. I got a lot of respect for that guy because he's found a way, and I can just tell like his energy is contagious. Like this is something that he loves, and he is listening to people. He's giving them exactly what they need, which is cheap entertainment in a day where everything's fucking expensive.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. The only thing I'm a little upset about is the date, July 3rd and July 4th. I don't
Hmm.
like that.
Hmm.
You probably didn't have much of
Yeah.
an option.
Yeah, there's so many things going on usually. Just talking to somebody at the gym today, it's a tough time to have a wedding. It's a tough time to really do anything because a lot of times that's a family vacation or you already have something planned out. So that is, I agree. That's a weird weekend to do it.
Yeah, I would not be giving up my July 4th shenanigans to go see the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah, to go see more shenanigans. And there was lots of controversy online. This was announced very shortly after Jack Trice announces Luke Combs coming in April. I think April 11th. Mr. Combs is coming to Jack Trice Stadium performing a show, which will be huge. And then right after, the University of Iowa had to rain on the parade and say, "Well, we have the Savannah Bananas coming."
I
So
love it.
there was a little battle between Cyhawk. I thought it was over, but Cyhawk got revitalized for a moment.
Yeah, big week for the college stadiums here in Iowa.
Hmm. Hmm.
Awesome. Jack Trice has always done these cool stadium or concerts there. I think the only concert that's ever been at Kinnick Stadium was Tucker Beathard, CJ Beathard's brother,
Oh yeah, I
did a
remember when that
concert there
happened.
one time. I
That was
think that's
cool.
all. Yeah, should do more of that. And then, yeah, I love it. So
The
shout
the
out to,
wrestling meets, the one game, the Caitlin Clark
yep,
game, I think was preseason that was there. I mean,
yep.
everything that they've done there seems like it's been really successful. You'd assume the old Savannah Bananas crush it that night, but yeah, I agree. Kind of a weird night.
It would be really cool when they do the wave.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Uh huh.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll lean into that hard. Like
Oh, you
that
have
owner's
to.
going to be cool about it. Hmm.
All right, Bryce. I see we got some big news for Jack Trice Stadium here.
Yeah. That was the news. That was the Luke Combs news. But yeah, it was.
No,
Oh,
no,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah, just over 102 years ago, October 8th, so 5 days ago, it was the anniversary of Jack Trice passing away, notoriously on the field. The day before a game, I was actually reading a little bit more lore on this. He wrote a little manifesto just saying, like, persevere, stand up for what you believe in. Just seemed like a really solid guy, and obviously during kind of a tumultuous racist period in our history, which is I think why that death was even more tragic because he just seemed like somebody a lot of people respected. And kind of cool, Jack Trice Stadium is the only stadium in America named after a black athlete. So it's at least college football. I believe I read that it was the only one in the nation for any sport named after a black athlete. So kind of cool.
I tell you what. You look at all these stadiums in the country, and now you focus in on the state of Iowa, you have Kinnick Stadium, Jack Trice Stadium, both named after absolute iconic legends with their
Mm-hmm.
story. Two of the
Mm-hmm.
best stories out there, right? It makes me
Definitely.
incredibly
Yeah.
proud for both
Mm-hmm.
sides. I love it.
I know. I know there's just some things about Iowa that like we do it right.
Yeah.
Like those are the things that like make me proud to be from the state. Like it's always good guys. Like we're idolizing the right people. We're commemorating the right people. Yeah, and yeah, Jack Trice just seemed like that guy. And I think it's interesting how many people like kind of know the story, but like maybe don't know the whole thing. I highly suggest going to read a little bit more of his history. And I was now Kinnick was in the war, right? That was
Died.
kind of his story.
He died in a plane crash on the way to war.
Yeah. Yeah, just it's worth I think looking into that history a little bit and kind of learning about the Iowa heroes.
Shout out to Jack Trice, and man, they've made a massive renovation series here. So is Kinnick Stadium. So you love to see the stadiums can not completely be terrorized or demolished down, but continue to renovate on top of it. And two of the most electric atmospheres in all of college football.
Yeah, Nate. Before we get into some of the weekend football, obviously good segue. Jack Trice right into the Iowa State game and the Iowa game and everything that happened this weekend. I wanted to go into speaking of some pretty solid Iowa idols. I was digging into the jersey sale research across WNBA, NBA, NFL, because I just want to see, how big Caitlin Clark and Cooper DeJean have gotten. Like in my brain, obviously being an Iowan, I'm like, these guys are massive, but like how big are they nationwide? Well, I found the stats last week and we made a little post. Caitlin Clark across the WNBA and NBA is a top 2 selling jersey as of last year.
Behind
I
Stephen
would
Curry.
guess right behind Steph Curry, and I would guess she's going to be up there again. Cooper DeJean, though, has quickly become a national fan favorite. He has climbed up all the way to number 6 in
That's
the NFL
insane.
in top selling merchandise, which is so crazy.
How is that possible?
I'm not sure. I have to think that it's because the Eagles have had so much success lately, and he had that pick 6 in the Super Bowl against Mahomes. But it really is kind of crazy to me that this little Iowa kid from Odebolt is getting that much national recognition and love.
Dude, that's
I love it.
unreal. A
It
top
is.
6 selling jersey for a cornerback who didn't start until a
Mahomes,
third of the
Micah
way into the
Parsons,
season. Right.
like there's so many guys, right? CD Lambs and Justin Jeffersons and
The fact that you're ahead of at least half of the quarterbacks in the league is an
yep,
absolutely unbelievable stat. Saquon Barkley's on your team. You Jalen
yep.
Hurts is on your team too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to be above those
Number
guys on your
6?
team is crazy. Mm-hmm.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
What a dude.
I know. He has that aura about him. You got to give it
does.
to Coop.
Cooper DeJean is
That was a fun
not
little thing to look
safe.
up last week.
He's just a corner who would lock down your number 1. DeJean is CB1. I'm sure that song helped some of his jersey sales or his
I'm sure it did.
popularity.
I mean, in Philly especially, you have a pick 6 in a Super Bowl. Those guys will never forget it. They will love you forever. He can
On
go
his
to another
birthday,
team
too.
for the rest.
I mean, you can't script it any better against Patrick Mahomes too in the Super Bowl to stop the three-peat.
Never forget when your brother jumped up and hit his head on the ceiling after that interception for a touchdown.
Smoked his head.
Makes that moment even better.
I was just at his place. I was just at his place this week, and I was feeling it. I'm like, God, I got to be careful.
Yeah,
today.
it is
Watch.
low. After being down there, I was like, oh God, I see how that could happen.
Crazy. Yeah. Let's jump into the Iowa game first here because I'm pumped the fuck up. Bryce, anytime I try to talk anything optimistic of Kirk Ferentz heading into the game, you stop me. You stop me right there and then.
Okay.
You tell me to start questioning everything Kirk Ferentz is doing leading up to that game. Because my God, does he listen to this podcast and does he say Nathan Crease doesn't know a damn thing he's talking about? I'm going to go into Madison, Wisconsin. I'm going to shut him out 37-0 for the first time in Madison since 1980.
Crazy. What? I didn't know it had been that long. Well, I mean, shutouts are definitely super rare, but that's what, 50, almost 55 years ago, 45 years ago?
45.
Crazy. Yeah, so like I said, I missed a lot of this game. I did see there was a pick 6. Or near pick 6.
He ruled the touchdown on the field. Aaron Grace pick 6 to ruled touchdown on the field. He was down at like the half-yard line.
Yep. Okay, so we were sitting at the blackjack table. I saw that. I saw a big run by, what was it, Moulton? But yeah, you're going to have to kind of fill in the blanks for me because it was pretty hazy at that point.
Listen, everything we did was spectacular. Everything Wisconsin did was some of the worst football I've ever seen. Um, so yeah, this is an awesome win. Completely dominant
Hmm.
performance against a program that's been dominant besides the last 3 years, and they've been Iowa, right? Iowa, but
Hmm.
better, a better version of Iowa for the last 2 decades, besides
Hmm.
obviously the Fickle era. And just to see us go to Madison, Wisconsin, put up 37 points on them. This Wisconsin never stood a chance. And you were right. I was a little skeptical about the game. I'm like, oh no, the 42 push-ups they've been doing all year. And
Yeah.
you're like, dude, I
Hmm.
didn't. I don't think that's just feeding into them. And that's the bad part about this. Is why it's even worse for Wisconsin is that you put all of your attention right on these 42 push-ups, making this game your highlight game of the year. Where talking outside of the season about it, and you go and you lay
Hmm.
a big ass goose egg to your rival.
Yeah,
That's
you got
why
to
this.
think like at some level when you make a game too big and you go
Uh-huh.
down early that you just kind of almost feel out of it right away. And like I said, I didn't see a lot of the momentum. I didn't see the ebbs and flows of the game, but like I could see where that could be a thing. You almost made this game too big.
Yeah, they had a unsportsmanlike play before the kickoff even happened. Wisconsin. Apparently,
Oof.
when I was trying to do the swarm, take the field, apparently their players like intervened with it, was almost trying to prevent it for some fucking. I don't know the whole
Yeah,
story.
that's
That's what it
weird.
sounds like. So
Just
they got
but you're
penalized, and then Mike did Wisconsin's bad. Uh, uh, I'll feed into a little bit after that after some stats here. Gronowski was okay. 17-24. He looked like 60-70% healthy wise. You could tell when he was trying to run, there was some hesitation there in
some
his
gimp.
knee, some gip to it. So when you take away his legs, you take away a lot of the impact that Gronowski can have on a game. He had one interception, did have that rushing touchdown off the half-yard line, almost pick six from Aaron Grace. Other than that, he was pretty solid. Went out there, did his job, didn't have to do much because our running backs took this game over and
Hmm.
absolutely ran the ball down Wisconsin's throat. And that was the key part of Wisconsin's defense is their running defense, right? Anybody who touched the ball looked awesome. Kamari Moulton really came out this game. A lot of flashes from him. Yeah, I think he was averaging almost 9 yards a carry against
Yeah.
Wisconsin. 15 carries for 96 yards in a TD. So maybe about 6.7 yards per carry, it looks like. Uh, Xavier Williams had 2 breakout touchdowns. Nathan McNeil, the freshman, who compare him a lot to Akram Wadley and
Hmm.
agility wise, which is really flashy. You'd like to see that. The offensive line looked phenomenal. And obviously the defense did their justice and served them.
Yeah. I'll say this. One thing that's been really fun lately, or I guess as the season has progressed, is seeing like Iowa revert back to what they're like really good at. And that's like playing good defense, running the ball really well. So that's like awesome to see. I think that after holding Indiana, seeing what Indiana's been able to do to everybody in the country so
Right.
far, 5-0, and seeing us hold them to 16 points and really that last touchdown kind of just a blown coverage. This defense might really be heating up. Yeah, shutout, holding Indiana to 16. Like they might be coming alive.
They got things figured out. Um, it's the same Iowa every year, right? It just takes a
Hmm.
little bit too long to get it going, right?
Hmm.
And this is the team I was excited about in the preseason. I'm like, there's talent here. It's
Hmm.
just when's this talent going to form? When's Gronowski going to feel comfortable with this unit and go out there and look like a solid, you know, program? And my God, do we look like it right now? But at the same time, we need to come back down to earth because Iowa's 4 wins are against Albany, Massachusetts, 0-3 in the Big Ten, Rutgers, 0-3 in the Big Ten, Wisconsin, and if they win next week, it pits Penn State 0-4 in the Big Ten, right?
Hmm.
So no
Yeah, I
wins
no
yet.
doubt, no doubt. You have to get that signature win to really get the momentum going. I think it's coming. I do feel really good about them going into Penn or having Penn State come to us. But you're no doubt about it. The thing about the Big Ten right now is everything has been shaken up. So I think any win in the Big Ten is good for now. Get that signature win, get some build on this momentum because there's a good thing going right now.
It just sucks that what's happened to Penn State.
Hmm.
It was really a team. I felt like I've never been a Drew Aller fan, and Iowa finds a way to beat teams, good teams with average quarterback at best play. And I always thought that
Hmm.
of Drew Aller. I'm like, this guy's kind of sucks.
Yeah,
He's
it's
gonna
not
get.
great.
He's gonna struggle in Kinnick Stadium, and you're expecting You were preseason. They were 14-point favorites preseason. Right now, Iowa is 3.5, 4. So you're looking at 18-point spread flip here. That's insane. First off, and I shitty situation again for Iowa, right? Now you
Yeah,
got
it's
3-3 Penn State coming in. What's
okay. So you got 3-3 Penn State coming off of losses against UCLA,
North Oregon and
Northwestern, and
Oregon?
Oregon, right? Okay. You fire your coach. James Franklin is officially today is fired. He's gone. So you have interim coach Terry Smith. You lose Drew Aller. You have a brand new quarterback nobody's seen. Do you think that we're at a disadvantage here? Are we catching Penn State on an uphill trajectory? Like to them, it probably feels like it can't get much worse.
I think that only helps Penn State. New coach energy. I look at UCLA. Fire their coach,
Right.
and then they go in as 24-point underdogs and beat Penn State. Go on the road, take care of Michigan State. New coach energy, right? I totally
Yeah.
believe in it. I always thought Drew Aller wasn't that good. He's had some terrible throws this
Agreed.
year.
He looks the part. He's 6'5", he's
Uh-huh.
220. He's got a great arm, but he just has never really broken out to be that standout in the Big Ten. And the game's always looked a little bit too big for him. So we have no idea what this guy's gonna be like. I'm sure he crushed it in high school, but he's a redshirt freshman. To me, I put it in the family group chat. We're all tailgating this weekend. We'll be watching the game. And I lob the question out there: is this going to be like the resurgence of Penn State, or is this where they like wilt and just say like we need to get a head coach and kind of just turn a new leaf on the program? Like this season's over. To me, I don't think that a program like this just gives up on a season, and I think we might be catching them at a bad time.
There's so much talent on this Penn State team, right? So lose.
This is a team that almost won the national championship.
Yeah. Well, they're one play away from a terrible Drew Aller pick last year to go into the championship against Ohio State. Yeah, I hate it. I sure as
I
hell
do
don't
too.
like. There's no good.
I don't like being a
losing.
favorite either.
No, it's terrible. It sucks. God,
We're
this
screwed,
is
aren't we?
this is why my cousin Mike is flying in from Texas for this game. We playing this in the preseason. His sister's flying in from Colorado. Everyone looks at the Iowa Penn State game preseason and says this is a game at Kinnick Stadium I need to be at, right? And now, I mean, it's still going to be lit. Don't get me wrong, especially after Iowa beating Wisconsin 37-0.
It's getting the vibes back up in
It's
Kinnick.
going to
for
bring
sure.
energy to Iowa City. And like I said, no signature win. Iowa's got to get that freaking monkey off your back. And I don't know if beating Penn State is getting that monkey off your back. I think your next opportunity is Oregon, right? But you can't go that far ahead. You can't play the what ifs of beating Indiana. It sucks. God, would that have been nice? You look at Iowa 5-1, potentially top 15 team in the country. Got to stop that thinking right now. Take care of business. You have a 3-game home stretch coming up at King Stadium against Penn State, your rival Minnesota, who's playing really good ball right now, PJ Fleck, and then the Oregon Ducks. One game at a time.
Looking now, Indiana might have been that signature game, and we just didn't even know it yet. They just take care of it. Oregon, who's probably the last remaining like powerhouse. Nebraska now ranked in the top 25, so that last game will be, heated as usual. But I think you got the right idea. Just take this one game at a time, get your momentum going. Like, don't worry about the signature win. Like, if you win all of them, you'll get the respect you deserve. I think Iowa fans might be the only fan base in the country that knows that Indiana has some weaknesses. Indiana is getting an unbelievable amount of hype right now, and I think Iowa's like, well, we saw a little emptiness in that armor. There was a little bit of opening there, but I think everybody else is really, really high on Indiana, and the fact that we played them that well is, to me, a little bit of momentum. Like, go in confident. You are favorites. That this isn't, Penn State, in my opinion, is not going to just roll over, but one game at a time.
Too much talent there and new coach energy. Iowa believe in it. Now what I was going to say. Oh yeah, Iowa now 4-0 in night games, 0-2 when the daylight, and this next game night game at Kinnick Stadium. So
Are they setting a record for night games?
this is unbelievable, right?
It's crazy.
Oh my god,
it's kind of fun, but I love a good 11 a.m. Hawkeye game, especially on the road. Like what you were saying, when you can watch it at home, I love a good kickoff at 11.
Yeah, well, I don't when they can't win them, so I guess we're
true.
stuck for the time being. We'd like the night games.
Yeah. Yep.
Bryce, I was figuring things out as an Iowa State is taking not just one step back, but multiple steps back. Obviously they're down with injuries. Rocco Beck isn't looking 100%. He's taking some big hits this year, especially against Cincinnati. They have a 6'8", 320-pound kicker kicking for them. That's when What's going on here?
I think that that's the story of it. I'm not going to look too much more into it other than it's an injury issue. I think that a lot of things have flipped in their brains. They're changing play calls because they don't have Conradi. They're down 2 defensive backs. Now they're down some linebackers. You've got a 300-pound kicker. Like, I want to, part of me wants to razz Iowa State a little bit because they were so high up on their high horse. But I'm cheering for them in the long run. I do want to just say that I think this is just kind of an injury situation.
It absolutely is. It changes everything how you get during the game. How there's always that projected field goal target line you have to hit.
Yeah.
Theirs was in the end zone.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
That's
yeah.
That's crazy. And
yeah, it changes your entire game plan. You worry about extra points. You worry about getting down to like the 5-10 yard line. Like, if you really don't have a kicker, I don't know if you've ever tried to kick a field goal. It is not an easy thing to do.
No way could I. And got a terrible place to lose to because all I heard, Fluff was down there in Boulder. Knew multiple other people going to Colorado. My brother-in-law was there, and all I hear about is how terrible. I've heard this for years. How terrible the Colorado fans are, and so you got to go to the house.
So there was that controversy. I don't know if you saw that. They got fined, I believe, for storming the field. You have any opinions on that?
No, it's worth it.
I think it's great to have that much school spirit and to, for Iowa State, it should almost be flattering the fact that they thought that was that big of a win.
That's right. I was listening to Chris Williams this morning. He's like, you're blue blood when you get stormed on back-to-back.
Yep.
Get stormed on by back-to-back weeks.
I didn't hear him say that, but I love that he called Iowa State blue blood. That is awesome.
Yeah, you got to take some positive out of it. Yeah. Struggling Colorado gets the job done. Rocco was 18 for 33, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception. There's a lot of drop passes in this game too, so his receivers haven't been helping him out. Same time, he hasn't been making the plays. They had a chance to tie the game late in the end. I don't know if you saw this, and Colorado's defender basically tackled Iowa State's tight end.
Yeah, controversial call, right?
Yeah, right, because the ball was away, was nowhere, not quite near a catchable potentially, but they're saying he maybe could have got back if he didn't get freaking tackled. My thing is, if you throw the flag, you have to call it in this situation. Mm-hmm. If you don't throw the flag, then just leave it, right? Obviously. But you threw the flag, you can't pick it up after that. Especially if you tackle the dude, right?
Yeah, it's like my pet peeve of officiating when they like throw, they go back on their calls or they get in their huddles and they make a completely different call. That is the worst as a fan.
So much needed bye week coming from Iowa State. Yeah, you got to take this time to get healthy.
Heal. You have to. It just has not looked like the same team the last couple of weeks. Yeah. And the funniest troll part of this situation is now with the James Franklin firing and the Penn State job open. Naturally, the Hawkeye trolls are saying it's Matt Campbell that's going to Penn State.
He's like, I saw some stat. God knows how accurate this is, but multiple people have been talking about it. He's like 5th in the odds to become the Penn State next head coach.
Yeah, he was on there. I don't think he's the best fit for the job.
I don't either.
There's people from Pennsylvania. There's people from really coaching trees that make a ton more sense. But
they really like Matt Rule to be the next
I think because he was born and raised there.
Well, he graduated from Penn State, but is he really impressed you that much at Nebraska? They're still on a 29-game losing streak to ranked teams over at Nebraska. And what was Penn State's problem? Not winning the big game.
Yeah, he hasn't done it yet. I think, you finish the season off strong, maybe snag a couple big wins, then he looks a lot more appetizing. It doesn't, from his press conference, it didn't sound like he had any intention of leaving, but that's kind of what you have to say as a coach midseason. His great success at Temple. I think he went to Baylor and had a bunch of success. He sucked at Carolina, and then, I guess we'll see what happens here with Nebraska. But, biased Iowa fan here, I think that they're going to have a disaster finish to the season. I think the Hawks are going to come in and rain on their parade.
I sure hope so. They still haven't got that big win, 29-game losing streak to ranked teams.
I don't see the way we're going. Like I see us maybe booting a game to Oregon or Penn State or whoever. I could see us winning a lot of these games.
I'm not talking optimistic no more. I talked optimistic. Mm-hmm. I will lose this. I question things, and Kirk Ferentz goes out and wins 37-0 in Madison, Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We did this last year too. We got way too optimistic. Yep. We were up and down, up and down.
We said he has us right where he wants us. I'm not falling for the shit no more. Kirk figured out. I'm not that impressed.
I'm just watching the games. Little expectation at this point. Like you lost the Cyhawk game, you're not going to win the Big Ten by any means. Like just enjoy whatever Kirk has to offer that week.
All right, yeah, a lot of football left. Bryce, we're gonna be let's get to our top 5 segment of the week. We're gonna be ranking our top 5 most average towns in Iowa.
Hilarious name to this episode.
Uh-huh.
I love this one. There's been a lot of like fun top 5 rankings. I'm not gonna lie, I had to kind of dip into a little creativity here.
It's a weird one because to me, like average towns are what I love about Iowa, right?
Yeah.
Nothing too special about it, but it's I want to grow up in an average town. I don't want any. I'm glad I didn't grow up in Cedar Falls. I'm glad I grew up in an average town, but to me, that town's the greatest town because it's so average.
I agree, and one of the criteria I put in my Google searches and ChatGPTs and just personal memory was like, has this town shown up in the news in a negative way? And like one thing you want about your average town that you grew up in is like you don't want to be in the news for negativity. You want to like win a state title or something, but yeah, that was definitely part of it. Just kind of staying mid tier.
Yeah, because we've ranked irrelevant towns. We ranked, the top 5 best towns, top 5 worst towns. So a whole different list here. I think I only have one crossover in this entire list, and it's my number 5. I'll start off, Bryce. My number 5 for the top 5 most average town in Iowa is Manchester, Iowa.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think at one point we have as an irrelevant town. It's got what 5,000-6,000 people. It's just kind of chilling there on Highway 20. It's a little bit more relevant to me because I deliver there quite a bit for work, and I go there. It's just the most average town feeling you could ever have, right? Nothing bad going on there, but nothing exciting going on there. It's just there.
Yeah. I hate to do this again. I think the last time I said, they have Backbone, and then this time there was actually a murder at Backbone not too long ago. The year that we were at Country Thunder, I think that was 22 or 23, there was a murder at Backbone campground. So that was kind of messed up.
How far is Backbone from Manchester?
Maybe outside city lines, so maybe it counts.
Okay.
Maybe it counts as still mid.
Okay. I'm going to...
Yeah, to officially look, I'd have to look that up, but I don't remember. Nate, you're going to be able to help me out with this one. This is, to me, a very, very average town. Population of 4,700 up in your neck of the woods. You definitely dated somebody from this town. Right on the Des Moines River.
I think
Humboldt.
I was...
Big enough for a Walmart and a Subway, but small enough where football and basketball kind of...
My number... This is your number 5?
I'm my number 5, yeah.
My number 4 is Humboldt, Iowa.
Nice.
Yes.
Cool. Good.
Didn't actually date anyone from there. Close.
Oh, you didn't?
No, very close. Fort Dodge.
Okay.
Yeah, Humboldt, Iowa, in between Algona and Fort Dodge. Very average. Obviously, it's my number 4 on here, and I know more enough about Humboldt than a lot of people. Just average high school sports. Their basketball team's always average. Their football team had some good history actually, but nowadays everything's just kind of average there.
I have one childhood friend, Andrew O'Donnell, went from Humboldt to Sioux Center. I think we were in like first or second grade, and that's like the first and last I heard of it until you mentioned Humboldt like 20 years later.
Mm-hmm. They have you ever heard of Pasquale's Pizza?
Yeah, well, that used to be something else, right?
From Humboldt. You can see it
Really?
in here. Yep. When you go to Hy-Vee or Fairway, Pasquale's Pizza in the freezer, it's from Humboldt. So
okay, I'll give
they
Humboldt
got
some credit for that.
they got 2 things going on Humboldt: Pasquale's Pizza. Dallas Clark is associated with the high school there now, kind of. So he spends a lot of time there. And one more thing, Sundance Lanes, they're glow in the dark bowling alley.
That's perfect. That's like there's not like your town is mid if that's what you're looking forward to. Right? It's perfect. Dallas Clark is a cool claim to fame, but like that's perfect. I think that Humboldt was a good one on this list.
Yeah. Right.
I'll circle back with Mount Ayr, Ringgold County, one of a fun one to say. 2,000 population, southern town. Like we've dogged on this part of the state for so many weeks in a row, I feel like. But yeah, there's just not a ton going on. I think the best thing I could find was the Casey's for entertainment down there. Again, they're never in the news for anything bad, and they've had some sports success, so got to give it to them.
Yeah, I feel like if you're in the southern part of the state and you get mentioned on top 5 average town, that's a huge win for you Southerners.
Yeah.
Iowa
Yeah.
Southerners. So congratulations. And
In my opinion, if you're average town and you're on this list and you're not like going downhill, you have a lot of chances to have some redeeming qualities and like maybe a lot of claim to fame later in life.
yeah, I could you could argue that this is one of the most important lists that we put together for
Hmm.
the state of
Hmm.
Iowa that you want to be recognized on. People are
Right.
looking
And
at
you
this say
just,
we're only average. It's Iowa.
yeah.
It's what we're
Hmm.
built on.
Yep.
We're
Exactly. You're,
average.
you're going to have the most Iowan experiences if you live in
Uh-huh.
one of these towns. What's your number 4?
My number 4 was Humboldt.
Okay.
Yep. My number 3, Waverly. Okay, now this
Ooh.
is I had to throw in a hot topic here one.
Controversial. Hmm.
Yeah, I like Waverly. I know a lot of people hate Waverly.
Hmm.
But to me, when I'm there, they've had some really good sports.
Hmm.
Um, nowadays it's really average though. You know,
Okay.
it's things have become incredibly average there, and for some reason, I see why people maybe hate it, but to me, it's average.
Yeah. You know what I'm going to say? This is very stuck up Pella graduate of me, but I think Waverly looks so good because the surrounding area does not look that good. Like their class size towns, like the look-alike town that they would play against, there's not a lot of competition up there. Decorah is great. I know that Osage has had their moments, Charles City here and there, but I just think Waverly just kind of clears a
They
lot of the
do.
3A size towns around there, and it makes them look a lot better. But I agree. I was going to give you one of these that you're reaching,
Yeah, I
but
might have been reaching there.
I kind of see what you're saying. I think Waverly
Nowadays,
gets a little overhyped.
nowadays, if you were talking about like 10 years ago, I'm like, I wouldn't know where to rank these guys. I hated them
Hmm.
because they were so good at everything, and
Hmm.
I never played them or anything like that. But
No, I'm
nowadays,
glad you put it on there because that's going to be a good argument one.
okay, yeah,
My number 3, Rock Rapids. I bet you've never been to this town.
no, but I know about it.
Very close to South Dakota.
Yep.
One of the very first pizza ranches up there. There's not a ton going on. They were okay at sports back in the day. I think they've had moments recently too, but yeah, the best thing that you can do there, I think they have a decent
Dude,
golf course.
they had that massive flood last year. I'm pretty sure. Remember?
They did.
Uh
Hmm.
huh.
Yeah, they were part of that North Iowa
Yeah.
floods right next to Spencer and everything. And yeah.
I remember back in like 2010, maybe they had Jordan Dykstra and
Hmm.
Aaron Heemstra or something like that, and they both went on to play for South Dakota State basketball. So they were a Class 1A powerhouse with a 6'9" and 6'8" dude that just dominated the Class 1A. So
Yeah. Shoot. I almost want to say that their recent sports success, like there's a ton of, yeah, Reese Vanderzee. There's actually a ton of
is
Rock
Vandersea from
Rapids
there? Well,
kids.
he went to
He
Central
is.
Lyon. Is that part of the
Um,
Rock Rapids School District now? I don't know.
it must be. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Birthplace was Rock Rapids. Hmm.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Reese
Yeah. There's
Vandersea,
actually a
he played
decent
with
amount
us.
of those guys. He played good. I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had 3 catches, but it was nice to see a 6'4" target out there versus like
Hmm.
5'8" guys. So it provides a lot of height to the for Gronowski, which I liked. So
Yeah. We need just more weapons is good.
or Dutch boys from the
Okay.
Northwest. I like the height.
Yeah, I was gonna say, potentially two very controversial number 3s. Like we just named quite a few good things about Rock Rapids and Waverly there, but hey, that's part of the list.
All right, go with your number 2.
Circle back with Sigourney at number 2, Keokuk County,
Oh,
population
yeah,
2,000.
it's
Yeah,
average. You really like these
the good
2,000 population towns.
a ton of them. Yeah, 2,000 to about 5,000 on
Kind of
here.
Southern Iowa again there too, Bryce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, quiet. Not a lot of news on Sigourney, and that's not so much a bad thing.
No, it's not. I go through there and I bland average.
Yep.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it. You can just feel the energy, the average energy out of these
But you
towns.
know that they're living the Iowa way
They're living
for
the
sure.
best life, right? I'm the most average dude you've ever met at best, maybe. But I feel like I grew up in the greatest town of America that was,
Mm-hmm.
I know,
Mm-hmm.
is the most average town in America. But it's not going to make this list because it's the greatest town in America. My number 2. Okay, my top 2 I'm pretty excited about here, Bryce.
Cool. What do you got?
All right,
I'm curious now.
My number 2 here, Bryce, is Spencer, Iowa.
Ooh.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh you're a half hour from Okoboji, maybe
Uh,
20 minutes or something like that. You got the population.
yeah,
You do have the worst mall in the history of malls.
the
You got a
worst
Walmart.
ever.
I don't know.
Hmm.
It's got an okay hospital. I had my shoulder surgery there. It was average. And yeah. Yeah.
I feel the vibe that you're going with this one. That makes a ton of sense.
Well,
And
here's the
again, I
thing.
kind of
When you get to that population with like, I don't know, it's 12,000 plus. When you find those towns in Iowa with like 12,000 plus people, and you're in between the 12 and like 30,000, you become a Mason City, a Fort Dodge, towns you don't want to be replicate. Spencer
Right.
hasn't really done so. In my opinion, I don't think they've done so. So being an average spot in this situation with that population is a great standing for Spencer.
probably not a bad place to be. And
No.
again, it's the surrounding area effect where it's like Bogey's going to get so much shine, and it maybe makes you look just a little bit less shiny. So I know that a ton of people from the Bogey area went down to Spencer, helped out. Our friend Zach in Muggenberg was down there right away during those floods last year that were just devastating. So definitely hoping that those guys are on the up and up. I know it's going to be a long time until they're back on their feet, but yeah, I agree. I think that that's a town that like comes together. They're average in a good way, but like, do you think of Spencer when you think of like elite towns? No, you don't.
No way.
I think it's a good number 2. Number 1 for me, or are you going to go number 1?
Go ahead. I want to hear this bad boy.
You're never going to understand why I did this one, or I bet you could never guess it. Clarion, Iowa, in Wright County.
Have you ever been to Clarion?
I've been to Clarion.
You know
yeah.
what? Really?
I have no idea where Clarion is.
Oh,
I'm gonna be. I saw Clarion on the map, and I'm just like, I have never heard one good thing or bad thing about Clarion, and that's why it felt like it was perfectly average.
Clarion sucks, bro.
Is Clarion bad?
Yeah, they're part of our conference. Their school district is Clarion Goldfield. You're right above Eagle Grove. You're not far from Fort Dodge. Just not a lot of good things going on in Clarion, Iowa. Their sports programs were god awful forever. They were the one.
You know why I kind of, you know why I kind of picked Clarion?
Why?
Because it was kind of close to Algona.
there's a lot of average.
Yeah.
People could definitely say that. You got. Nah, maybe not Britt. Yeah. North Central Iowa is a good place for average towns.
Mm-hmm. Algona has a little bit more of a tender spot in my heart, so I wasn't ever going to put Algona on there, but I just kind of wanted to scare you a little bit.
World's largest Cheeto. You can't be average. You got the world's largest Cheeto.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so, if you have a true claim to fame, you can't be average.
Clarion, I haven't heard that name in a long time. That's funny. Yeah, not shit going on. Nah, yeah. That's a reach there, Bryce. I like it, though. I'm glad they got some recognition.
A reach for one.
I can't.
Yeah, I know. It's like, when was the last time you even heard of Clarion?
I can't. Yeah, I never imagined the day of Clarion being recognized on Iowa Show podcast. Big day for Clarion. Massive day. All right, Bryce, my number 1 for the most average town in Iowa, and it's not even close. Story City.
Oh, what a great poll.
How average is that town, right?
Very, very, very. It's a flyover. It's a drive-over town.
The only thing you can maybe fight for a living argument that makes them somewhat relevant is just that you're off I-35.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everyone has to kind of drive by you.
You just drive by and look at it. You got your McDonald's there.
Gas station. The Norseman.
But could you imagine? So average.
It is. I agree. I think that was a great number 1.
Yeah.
Like, there's not like, I've been there. We had my best friend. You remember Nathan Clayberg? His cousin lived up there, so I've actually spent time there.
Oh no.
Been to a football game there. It was average. It's a perfect average number 1. Yeah, it's good. Shout out to the Lushens.
Yep. Good list. Yeah,
that was fun. It's a weird one. It's like kind of hard. It's like you're not dogging on them. You're not like putting too much shine on them. It's a weird list.
It's one of my favorite lists we put together. But we'll do that again. We'll do like a part 2 series of the most average towns. So keep an eye out.
Cool.
Yeah. Hey, good episode. Thanks everyone for tagging on. We're a day late again as usual, as we have been here the last couple of weeks with some busy schedules. But
hey, thanks for tuning in. It was a fun episode for me. I was ready to go. Just having that little extra time to get the weekend out of me was nice. And I'm looking forward to another one.
The more weekend out of us, the better the podcast usually seems to be.
First tailgate in Iowa City. I can't promise what Monday's going to look like, but
God, yeah. Hey, we'll have to maybe find out for a beer or two there in Iowa City.
Yeah. Definitely tap in and hopefully see the Berkshire too, since he's coming up.